guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so happy to have you here, and to those that are new, welcome. I am especially glad that you decided to click on this video. My name is Nema, and I am a wife and a mother of 3 little babies. Well, they're not so little anymore, but my eldest is 5 and I have a 3-year-old and an almost 4-month-old. So life is really busy, life moves really fast, and we're just here to hang out and for me to document some of the things that I think I would have loved to know before I entered into these new phases, and I hope that you enjoy it. In today's video, we're gonna talk about newborn sleep. Yes, girl, newborn sleep. So more than labor and delivery, this is the one thing that scared me the most before I had a child. All the messages I kept hearing were about how babies don't sleep, how, you know, especially in the last trimester, you should sleep now because you're never gonna sleep again. And if you know me, there's very little in life that I treasure as much as sleep. I think sleep is such a gift. And yeah, so I was really nervous when I had my son, and it showed in my confidence and also in how well he slept in those beginning weeks. So one thing that I'm sure that you have heard that I'm not gonna dwell upon is that sleep in the newborn season is hard. There's no way around it. It's hard because especially if this is your first one, you've never been so sleep deprived, or rather you've never had such interrupted sleep throughout your whole life. So it's going to be difficult, but we're not going to harp on that because there are things that you can do now in the hardships, in the hardness of it all, that will set you and your baby up for successful sleep sooner rather than later. So although those first few weeks are difficult and there's kind of no way around it, there are some good habits and some good, just some good things to do that will help your child sleep better and longer in the weeks to come. So in this video, we're gonna cover some of those habits to incorporate in the early weeks. First of all, I just want us to set the stage. This is the newborn stage. There's no reason at all to be rigid. There's no reason at all to expect that your child is going to come from the womb and is going to be sleeping 8 hours a day. If you expect that, then you are setting yourself up for failure and a huge disappointment. So in the newborn stage, it's good to have a lot of grace, not just for yourself, but for your child, and to also understand that you're getting a blank slate. Like, this baby knows nothing. So you are the ones to teach the child good habits so that they can be more independent down the road. Secondly, wake windows are your best friends, like your very, very best friends. My upcoming video, one of my upcoming videos will go more into depth about newborns and their wake windows and different wake windows throughout a baby's life. But as a preview, a newborn should be awake for no more than 45 minutes to maybe an hour. This includes the feeding, the diapering, the kissing, the hanging out, the walks, the reading, all of it. All of it should be within 45 to 60 minutes. That's a very short amount of time, because if you take into account that a newborn is just learning how to eat, a newborn might be fighting you as you're trying to change a diaper. It goes by really, really quick. So it's good to just keep in mind and to keep tabs on the clock to make sure that you're watching out for those sleepy cues. So sleepy cues can be when a child is like rubbing his or her eyes, when they're yawning, when they're a little bit less interactive with you. You as the parent will know this better than anybody else, what your child's sleep cues are, but it's good to start keeping an eye out on that at around 45 minutes to 1 hour. And this is because you want to avoid an overtired baby. At this stage in the game, we are looking for a good routine, not a schedule. And the difference between a schedule and a routine is a schedule is an outline of times, right? So like 7 a.m., wake up, 9 a.m., go for a nap, 11 a.m., wake up again, eat, like things like that. And newborn is not able to do that. Now, your child will be able to do that at around like 3 to 4 months. And incorporating a good routine will help them be able to do that sooner rather than later. However, expecting your newborn to stick to a schedule is also a huge mistake. And mainly because you're just going to be disappointed because they can't do it. So the most important habit to create is a bedtime routine. The reason this is so important is that this routine will start to signal to your child that it's time for nighttime sleep. And the reason that you want that is because you want the nighttime sleep to be different and set apart from the naps. When thinking through what you want your bedtime routine or your child's bedtime routine to look like, here are a few things that you want to think about. You want to pick a time that works best for your family. You want to pick a time that you can stick to for the long haul and that you can be consistent with. So you might want to consider your work schedule, your husband or your wife's work schedule. If you have other children in the house, when are they gonna go down? When is dinner? Things like that. You want to make sure that, 4 weeks down the line, that you don't have to overhaul the whole thing. And, you can obviously tweak it here and there, but you want to be really intentional in picking the time that you want to start the routine. Ideally, the time should be between 6 to 9 p.m. I have found, and also a lot of people that write about this and study about newborn sleep and even baby sleep and different sleep consultants, that's the time that they would suggest. They would suggest picking a time between 6 and 9 p.m. We have always put our children's bedtime to start at around 7:30, meaning that I start bedtime routine at about 7 because it takes about 30 minutes to go through the whole process that I'll go over in a second. But yeah, it takes about around 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. If you go more than that, you might be doing too much. A brief overview of what I do actually, I've done this with all of my children. I start with a warm bath every single night. Even when they're fresh from the hospital and they have the umbilical cord, you can do a little sponge bath and just like wash around their belly button. You don't have to get water on it. But I start that as soon as I get home. Bath time every single night. And then as soon as the baby is bathed, I take him or her to my bedroom because my children were sleeping in a bassinet next to my bed. And I would, in a very dimly lit room, lotion them up, calm them down. Sometimes I would sing to them, just trying to relax the atmosphere a little bit. It really does impact the child. Rather than dressing them up downstairs when all the other kids are running around or the TV is blasting, if you take them from the bath, take them to a quiet room that screams sleep, or rather like silently screams sleep. Does that make sense? Anyway, so in a dimly lit room, lotion them up, pajamas, diapers, all of that. And then as soon as they are dressed and ready for bed, I would do the initial feeding. And this is to just settle them even more into sleep. And then after that initial feeding, I would put them in their swaddle. And then after their swaddle, I would even dim the lights even more. A lot of nights, to be honest, I would just turn off the lights. And this just signals to them it's time to sleep. And then I would feed them again. Now, looking forward, it's not good to feed a child to sleep. However, in the newborn phase, you want to give your child as much assistance assistance to fall asleep as possible. So feeding them to sleep actually doesn't really hurt them. Cuddling them doesn't actually hurt them. So I would feed them for a second time. And then after that, I would burp them and lay them down. Turn the sound machine on, lay them down. So that's my process, but you can obviously include reading a book if you want. You can include different things that are important for your family into that, just as long as you have a sequence of events that are predictable and that the child can start now learning, okay, like this is the thing that happens every single day, and then after this, mommy or daddy puts me to sleep. Next thing to consider, and that is very, very important, it is more helpful for your child to fall asleep in pitch black darkness. I'm talking about can't see your hand in front of you if you hold it like this when you're in the room, darkness during the night. So even for adults, like we get deeper sleep when it's pitch black. So getting some blackout curtains, I'll link some down below that like are really easy, and you can even travel with them and use them in hotel rooms and different things like that. Or you can just buy curtain rods and put up some like room darkening curtains. But this signals to the body to release whatever hormones, whatever sleep hormones are supposed to be released, rather than when the sun is out and the lights are on, it's like now it's time for activity. So it's very important to make sure that the room that your child is sleeping in is dark during the night. Now, for naps, it doesn't necessarily need to be pitch black, but it's also not helpful to have like all the fluorescent lights and everything. But that just makes it distinguishable. Like it makes daytime sleep and nighttime sleep a little bit different, and that helps your child start to recognize the differences between nap time and bedtime. Finally, you want your child to have their own sleep space. This might be a bedside bassinet for a little while. It might be a pack and play. It might be their own crib, whatever works well for your family. But it is important for you to start teaching those independent sleep skills by putting your child down to sleep in their own sleep situation. They're not going to be sleeping with you when they're like 4 years old, and you certainly don't want them to be running into your bedroom at like when they're 4.5 because they like to sleep next to mommy. I like that too. I like to cuddle my baby. I love it. But I don't want them to think that is like a normal thing. And then I'm losing sleep for the rest of my life because I haven't given them the tools to sleep independently. So whatever the case may be for you and your family, whatever the sleep situation looks like, for safety reasons, but also as I said, to foster independence and independent sleep, you want to set your baby to sleep on a safe surface that is separate from your bed. There's so much more that I could talk about. There's so much more that I could detail out. And although I can't in this format, I'm happy to answer any questions down below. A lot of this really does depend on your family. It depends on your child. It depends on your experiences. Even your labor and delivery could impact sleep in the newborn stage, and the setup of your home could even impact that. How your bedroom is organized and different things like that. So unfortunately, I'm not able to go into super detail about that, but I'm happy to respond in the comments. But that is a good segue, and it leads me to my big announcement. Are you ready? Are you ready? Gather the whole family, all the cats, all the kittens. Do you guys remember that from Tiger King? Anyway, I wanted you guys to be the first to know that I have launched a consultancy. And this consultancy will be geared to supporting moms from the 3rd trimester all the way to the newborn phase, so up until 7 weeks. And I am so excited. It will be called, or it is called, Dear Beloved Mom. I'm gonna link the website down below for you guys to check out. But essentially, I want to be able to walk with you guys from um, baby registry to like figuring out your nursery and how do you organize your bedside nursery or even like your actual nursery. What do you need to take with you to for labor and delivery? How can you help your child set up good sleep foundations, things like that. I would love to walk with you and your family, to get to know you, to see the needs that you have, and to leverage my experiences to helping you and your family be more successful and to have less of a headache in this season, and to just enjoy it because it is enjoyable. So yeah, I can't stop smiling. I'm so excited about it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know any questions, any concerns, anything that you want to just talk to me. Y'all just talk to me. Talk to me about it. Yeah, I'm excited to walk with a lot of mamas and also dads in those stages. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching all the way. Remember to like and subscribe and comment and share. Tell everybody about Dear Beloved Mom. And remember that I love you and we love you, and you are truly a beloved person. And yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Bye.